Okay guys, so today is gonna be a crazy day because I have decided to read confessions, which I've done twice before, but there's new ones now and I wanted to read them. And I'm already scared. I've seen some of the titles of these things and they look terrible. But you know, after reading them, I do feel like just an amazing person compared to everybody else, which is the only kind of therapy I guess I need. No, that's a lie. I probably need a lot more therapy than I get, but that's okay. Anyway, so we're gonna read those today and I'm gonna make you come with me. It's gonna be great and you're gonna love it. Wait, what? My fiance confessed about having sex with her ex-boyfriend as his last request before he died of cancer. His name is Tom, age 34. He passed away a month ago. They had a long-term relationship that lasted for 6 years. She was the one who ended it, and I met her 2 years later. When I heard of his passing, I was shocked as I didn't even know he was sick, and my fiance never mentioned it, though she had a habit of bringing him up once in a while. After the funeral, I noticed that she became distant and quiet. She'd refused to make eye contact with me. I kept thinking she must be in the midst of heavy grief, but still something was not right. I tried asking her to open up and she refused and sort of shut me out for a while. Yesterday I came home and found her crying. She refused to let me sit next to her or comfort her in any way, even refused to let me talk to her. I didn't know what to do other than to wait till she calmed down. She then told me she had something to tell me. She started talking about Tom and his illness and who was there for him / who wasn't, etc. She then told me that she was contacted by him 3 weeks before his death asking to see her. She said she felt hesitant but then went. What she said next shook me. Shook. She said he told her about stopping his treatment for a while and now he felt alone and discouraged. He proceeded to ask if she could spend one night with him as his final wish before he passed on. She said she thought about it a lot and felt conflicted but eventually agreed. They spent the night together. I know what night it was now and ended up having sex. She started crying again, swearing that she didn't feel anything that night nor afterwards and swore that she did this out of guilt towards him. Now she's feeling 10 times more guilty. I am in utter shock. I have no idea how to react or what to say. She keeps pleading with me to be understanding of the position she was in and not wanting to dismiss of his request in his last days. I still don't think it's an excuse to do what she did. She said it wasn't about her, how she felt about Tom. I still feel like she wronged me and betrayed my trust and damaged the bond we have together. She hasn't stopped begging me to understand and forgive so we can move past this. But I feel like I'm not the same after I found out what she did, regardless of her attention and the fact that he's not around anymore. No, that is a little bit weird. I don't know how I'd feel about that. Actually, I do know how I'd feel about that. Not to be insensitive, but let the man die. Like, what? That's terrible to ask somebody to do that for you. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, you guys, I just found one, and it sounds really dark, but it's really long. It says, I stood by and allowed my wife to almost kill our son. I was happy she did it. Okay, this one is super long, like it's like terribly long, and so I'm not gonna read it. I'll put some screenshots on the screen, and if you want to read it, you can read the screenshots, and if not, I'll do like a quick summary after, and then my reaction, obviously. Oh my gosh, guys. I strongly recommend you read that, but if you don't want to, basically, it turns out the kid was basically a psychopath. Like, he would smear things, bad things, all over the walls, and they had a daughter after he was like 17, and he like was like stabbing her with a knife. Not like so that it would kill her, but like he was just like, anyways. And then the mom turned out to be a boxer, and the mom basically just beat him to a pulp where he almost died. They kind of just left him there, and then he ended up running away and they never seen him again. Honestly, they said they never laid a hand on him or anything. He was just born that way. And that, I guess that comes into the debate, like, can some people really be born a psychopath? Or is it always outside factors, you know what I mean? And if he was telling the truth the whole time and they never laid a hand on him or anything like that, and plus the daughter turned out perfectly normal, something tells me maybe he was just born a psychopath. But based on what he was doing, if the story was true, I mean, I don't condone violence or anything, but he deserved it. And he didn't die, it's fine, he just got taught a lesson. You touch my daughter, I break your bones, bitch. If you read it, I think you'll understand. But, you know, that's a touchy subject, so maybe we're just gonna move on, because You know what I mean? Psychopaths. Crazy. We don't appreciate. Who even knows? The story might have just not been true in the first place. You guys, this one sounds so sad. I used to pay my middle school bully not to bully me. Then I found out he actually needed the money. I feel like this one's gonna restore my faith in humanity after the last one. He made my life a living hell. He would turn all of the boys in class against me and bully me about my eyebrows. Sorry, not funny. One time he begged me to buy him pizza and said he promises not to bully me all week if I do. So I bought him a box of pizza and he fulfilled his promise. I loved the idea. I began to do it on a regular basis. I started asking him every Friday what he wants next week so that the bullying doesn't happen again. He asked for 2 bags of hot fries, a potato chip flavor here in the US. Another time he wanted some milk from the cafeteria, and once he asked for colored pencils for art class. Why is this already sad? My school had a uniform dress code. It was $25 per shirt and the pants were $15. If I remember correctly, he showed up on the first day of 8th grade in regular clothes, a tee and jeans. So he got sent to the main office to wait for his parents. My aunt was there because she used to drop off my lunch and hand me money to buy food after school. She saw him upset and asked what's wrong, and he starts crying lightly. His parents wouldn't come because they couldn't afford the uniform and decided it would be best to avoid this situation. After my aunt hands me my lunch, she buys him a uniform hoodie, a couple of tees, and a long sleeve. He said he had pants at home and he was hesitant to accept, but eventually took them and thanked her. Now 13 years later, he runs a non-profit that has something to do with kids receiving books. I think it's sweet and I forgive him for being a bully because he didn't grow up to be an a-hole like most bullies. Thank you for the nice comments. There's too many to keep up with. That is sad. See, these are the kind of confessions I'm looking for. Not, I tried to kill my son. I'm looking for, I helped the bully and now he started a non-profit. I cry too easily. Guys, I just seen this one and it was kind of lighthearted. It's kind of funny. I ghosted my long-term boyfriend, got into an argument which led him to say, I could care less about you. If you died tomorrow, I wouldn't go to your funeral. That's rude. I didn't say anything back, just never spoke to him again. He's tried to contact me several times since, but I want those to be his last words he ever said to me. Bitch ass bitch. That's something I would do. The level of petty is insane, and it's, you know, it's completely deserved. If somebody says that to you, you leave. You know what I mean? You gotta respect yourself. This one seems also lighthearted, so I'm reading this one because I need a couple lighthearted ones before we get back into the deep ones. I fake an accident at my job. My heart is pounding writing this because I literally haven't told anyone this. So I work at this one store and I work on the sales floor, but before all that, I was just one person interviewing for a position at the store. Before I arrived for my interview, a friend of mine dared me to interview in a British accent. I said I'd do it only if they paid me, and to my surprise, they sent me $10 through Venmo, which was more than enough for me. I went into the interview with the mindset that I wasn't going to get hired, and they inevitably hired me on the spot, accent and all. I was nervous because I had already talked to a whole bunch of higher-ups with the accent and decided to just go through with it, thinking it was only going to be a summer job. I was so wrong. It's been like 7 months and I've been working there and I still use the accent to this day. When people ask me where I'm from, I just tell them my hometown because I have several Brits from that town who I grew up with. The accent hasn't really posed a problem until now because my boyfriend is friends with one of my co-workers, so I'm gonna have to find the right time to come clean. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Edit 1. I know several of you guys wanted to know how I talk, so here's a link to hear me speak as both a fraud and as myself. Enjoy roasting me. Update. Finally told my boyfriend at the accent, and he said, and I quote, well babe, you just gotta fake it till you make it and get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there. I got a lucky one, y'all. Okay, wait, I'm gonna watch this video. Let's see what her British accent is like. No! They deleted it? Guess we don't get to see what it's like. That was literally so rude. This one sounds really sad. I don't know why I keep choosing the sad ones. I'm dying and I haven't told anyone. That's already sad. I was diagnosed with cancer a little over 2 weeks ago. After a regular checkup, turns out I have a tumor on my colon that has spread to other areas, liver and lungs so far, and will require extensive chemo and surgery for any chance to live longer than 8 months. I am not having any treatment and I haven't told my wife because she'll only pressure me to get the treatment, which result in months of pain and suffering for a relatively small chance. Instead, I'm making sure our last few months together are filled with only happy memories. I'm starting work later and finishing earlier each day to make her breakfast in bed and take her on dates in the evenings. My landlord I rent my workshop from has agreed to let me run my business rent-free for the next 6 months, which means significantly less financial stress and I can save a lot more so she has something to carry her on over afterwards. I hope she'll forgive me. I'm not gonna cry. This just single-handedly restored all faith in humanity. Somebody said she'll forgive you, but she'll wonder for the rest of her life why you didn't tell her you were sick. It's your choice. And she may try to pressure you to try treatment, but that part is up to you. That is true. You're betraying their trust, but at the same time you were doing it to protect them. It's just so sad. Okay, next one. This one sounds really interesting. So I think this will be my last one for today. I was kidnapped when I was 8 and held in captivity for 3 years. 26 female. I was picked up by a stranger from school posing to be my dad's friend. Did your parents not tell you about that? Every day my mom was like, if anybody comes to school and are like, I'm friends with your parents, get in my car, you run. And I would be like, that never happened, so I never actually had to run away, but that's what I would have done. Saying that he would drop me off at the airport to catch a flight with my dad. Not only did I actually have to travel with my dad that day, but this man somehow knew my dad was getting off early from work. He told me that morning and that he had to go fishing with his friend. He did this a lot. Oh. He told me that my dad sent him to pick me up and meet him directly at the airport. I believed him, convinced my teachers. I knew him because I was excited to go to the airport and left with him. Oh my god. I was held in captivity for 3 years. Oh my god. 11-year-old me had learnt to make him trust me. It started with us going around to his car. Although I had to sit in the backseat and stay quiet the whole time, he let me come into his kitchen and make food for myself, let me clean his house. The day we went to feed the ducks at the park, I ran as fast as my weak legs could carry me because of the crowd. I think he lost me. I begged a family for help, telling him I was kidnapped and I wanted to go home. I told them my name, my school's name, and my parents' name. Long story short, they caught him. Oh my god. I was back with my dad, my sister, my dogs. I'm now happily married to my wife of 4 years, still undergoing therapy. I have a good job and a baby on the way. Oh, that is a good story. She showed him. She was like, watch this. That is so sad that that happens to people. Why are people messed up? This just ruined this whole girl's entire childhood. That was so rude. Okay, guys, I think that's the end of this video today. I'm left in shambles, which always happens at the end of these videos, but you know, it's fine, I guess. If you like this video for some reason, actually no, if you're really sad right now and need something to cheer you up, think about how happy I would be if you liked, comment, and subscribed. Just wrong telling people to do that right after all that trauma I just read through, but I'm doing it anyway. But that's basically it.